Imagine, you want to read the private diary of someone who would one day cause the deaths of 60 million people. And in that diary, you find something you did not expect. Not rage, not hatred, just a boy. A teenage boy who desperately wanted to paint pictures, who dreamed of grand buildings and beautiful art, who stood in front of great paintings for hours, just absorbing them. And then one morning, that boy walked up to the doors of an art academy, slid his portfolio across a desk, and was told no, and then, did it again, and was told no again. Something happened inside him after that second rejection, something the world would spend the next 50 years paying for. This is Vienna, 1908, and this is the story of the dream that died, and the darkness that grew in its place. But then came the second rejection. Adolf had applied to the Vienna Academy of Fine Arts once before. Before his mother died. They said no. Now he tried again. He truly believed this time they would see his talent. He submitted his work. And he did not even make it past the preliminary round. The Academy did not bother to explain further. His work was simply not good enough. Adolf Hitler would never be an officially trained artist. He was 20 years old. And, he did not tell Gust again. He simply said nothing. Let Gust believe things were progressing normally. Inside, something was breaking. Or more accurately, something was hardening. He could have accepted reality, found another path. But instead, he chose rage. He chose blame. He chose to find someone, anyone, to blame it on. Gust eventually left Vienna. His studies were going well. His life was moving forward. And Adolf, was left truly alone. Slowly the money ran out, and Adolf refused to work. Could not. Refused. He considered himself an artist, an intellectual. You did not ask a man like that, to carry bricks or work in a factory. That was for other people, and so as the money vanished, his living situation got worse. First a cheaper room, then cheaper still, then a hostel, then a homeless shelter. He ate at soup kitchens. He slept in crowded, cold dormitories with strangers. He owned almost nothing, and still he would not bend. He painted small postcards of Vienna and sold them on the street for a few coins. He could still tell himself he was an artist, while around him Vienna went on its glamorous way and paid him almost no attention at all. In the hostels of Vienna, Adolf began to read obsessively, not to learn, carefully, not to grow, but to find ammunition. He read newspapers, political pamphlets, nationalist magazines, books about race and power, and Vienna, was full of such material, a city of enormous tensions, dozens of nationalities crammed into one empire, all competing, all resentful. The newspapers stoked those resentments constantly. There was a popular mayor at the time, Karl Lueger, a master of blaming the city's problems on Jewish people, on outsiders, on anyone different. And Adolf read all of it, absorbed all of it, and something clicked. All the failure, all the rejection, all the humiliation of the homeless shelter, it needed a reason. It needed someone to blame, and Vienna's poisonous political atmosphere handed him that blame on a plate. Adolf developed something else in Vienna. A worship of strength, of power, of dominance. He read about ancient Rome, about great warriors who built empires through will and force. He absorbed the idea, common among writers of that era, that human beings were divided into races, superior and inferior, and the Germanic race was the highest, the most destined for greatness. These ideas seem obviously evil to us now, but in 1908, they were in the air all across Europe, in speeches, in university lectures. So-called scientific racism gave these ideas a false respectability. It felt to people like Adolf like they were simply reading the truth. He was not inventing these ideas, he was absorbing them, breathing them, making them part of himself. And they would never leave him, from the shelter to the palace, every step of the way. By 1913, Adolf had spent 5 years in Vienna. 5 years of failure. 5 years of bitterness and hardening hatred. He was 24 years old. No career, no qualifications, no friends, no romantic relationship. The only people he could talk to were the other men in the hostels. He had acquired, a burning collection of hatreds. He hated the Austro-Hungarian government. He hated Marxism. He hated democracy. He hated mediocrity. He was a bitter, isolated, angry young man who believed he was a genius surrounded by fools and enemies. And then, he heard the Austro-Hungarian army was looking for him. He had avoided military service, and he had no interest, in serving Austria, because in his heart he was German. And so he decided to leave, to cross the border, to go where he truly belonged. In May 1913, Adolf Hitler crossed the border. He left Austria. He went to Munich, Germany. And the moment he arrived, something changed in him. Munich felt like home in a way Vienna never had. German culture, German people, German pride. This was his people. Munich in 1913 was a city of beer halls and loud debates, of nationalism and political firebrands. And Adolf found his people there. Not in the artists' studios, but in the beer halls, where men gathered and argued about what was wrong with Germany and who was to blame. He got a small room. He continued selling his postcard paintings. He was still poor, still nobody. But something in Munich felt different. Like the city was waiting for him. Like the time was not quite right, but would be. He just had to wait. And Adolf Hitler had learned one thing. In Vienna, how to wait. The dream that died. But it is worth pausing here. Before the war, before the speeches, before the power, and asking a question. Could it have been different? If the Vienna Academy had said yes, would history have changed? Would 60 million people still be alive? We cannot know, but what we can say is this: the rejection was not what made Adolf Hitler a monster. Many artists are rejected, many people fail, many people live in poverty. And they do not become what Adolf Hitler became. What made him what he became was what he chose to do with the rejection. He chose not to grow. He chose to find someone to blame. He chose to turn his pain into hatred, and he chose to give that hatred a target. Failure is not the enemy. What we do with failure, that is what matters. And Adolf Hitler was about to open the darkest door in all of human history.